As we all know, for kids, looking different can mean being teased and feeling isolated. That's often what happens with a condition we're talking about today. It's called gynecomastia, the overdevelopment of breasts in men. It can have a real emotional impact on young boys. Caroline Riddell is here now with Family Matters. Caroline?
Well, Linda, the condition is more common than some people realize. Today, we introduce you to a parent whose child struggled with this and ultimately opted for surgery to deal with it.
Mom Felicia Farino remembers the day she looked at her 10-year-old son and suddenly realized he was developing a breast on one side.
One day I was like, I almost had to do a double take. I was like, what's going on?
The condition is called gynecomastia when excess breast tissue develops in males. In many cases, the causes are unclear. It can occur on one side or both during puberty or later, and it's more common than you might realize, affecting an estimated 40 to 60% of men. The emotional impact of gynecomastia can be profound, especially for boys. Plastic surgeon Dr. Elliot Jacobs says many try to hide the condition.
Some boys will actually deliberately gain weight because it's unfortunately more acceptable in this country to be fat and have your stomach protrude than to have enlarged breasts.
The pain of looking different is something Dr. Jacobs understands. He lives with the condition and recalls the sting of childhood teasing.
Some of my friends in high school were not so nice. One of them actually hung a bra on my locker one day. That's not easy to deal with, particularly when you're a young boy and you don't have the ego strength that you have as an adult.
Felicia watched her son change, withdraw right before her eyes.
When this started to happen and all of a sudden he started not wanting to go outside, we have a pool, he would bring his friends over, and then when he said he wanted to quit the swim team, which is his best sport and his favorite sport, I knew that was it. That was it.
At 11 years old, Felicia's son had surgery with Dr. Jacobs to reduce the breast tissue. Though not for everyone, the procedure seems to be more common these days. About 20,000 male breast reduction surgeries were done in 2006, up 22% compared to the year before. Felicia's son is now 12, and she says happily back in the pool.
I'm so grateful. He is an absolutely normal 12-and-a-half-year-old boy that, does everything a 12-and-a-half-year-old boy should be able to do and not be self-conscious.
This is a sensitive topic for a lot of boys, and that's exactly why you didn't hear from Felicia's son in our report. But she tells us he feels very good about the surgery. We should point out Dr. Jacobs says there are different opinions about the age at which the type of surgery should be done, some suggesting the boys should wait until they're older.
Now, Caroline, does insurance typically cover this kind of surgery?
Well, that's an issue for patients because it may or it may not if it's considered cosmetic surgery, and there are some people who very strongly disagree with that, as Felicia does. She says this was not cosmetic, this was a real problem for her child.
Oh, Caroline, thank you.